Hey there, in this video, let's understand the middlewares in ASP.NET Core. So basically, middleware is a component that is assembled in to our application pipeline to handle the request and also the responses. The middlewares are nothing but the chain components that are chained one after another. So the request what we send to the one middleware, it will be handled in that middleware. Then it will be passed to the chained next middleware and so on. So the order of the middleware will be decided how we added them into the application pipeline. Let's say we have three middlewares in our application pipeline. Let's consider it as 1, 2, and 3, which will be placed one after another. In our application pipeline, when we send a request to the first middleware, the middleware, this one middleware does the job what it's assigned to, and from that it will be moved to the next middleware, that is 2. This middleware 2 does this respective job, and it will be again sent over to the middleware 3. So when application request has been received in the pipeline, the request will be first moved into the middleware 1, 2, and 3. When we start the application for the first time, the middlewares will be empty. So we need to add the middlewares into the application pipeline. Each middleware will have a single responsibility. So each middleware has to perform their own task. We can create middlewares in ASP.NET Core using a lambda or anonymous function or using a separate class if the middleware content is more. Can also make a middleware not to pass the request to the next middleware. We'll call that as a short circuiting middleware or a terminal middleware. Now let's create a sample ASP.NET Core application to understand about the middleware. Let's select this ASP.NET Core empty template and create a middleware application. So Visual Studio has created a sample ASP.NET Core project for us. By default, this build method will provide a web application builder object. And with the help of this web application builder object, we can create middlewares in ASP.NET Core project. The order of the middleware will be executed how we add it. Let's say I have the middleware 1 year and I have middleware 2 years. So the first middleware will be called first because we added this first middleware before the middleware 2. So the order matters here, how we add it. So with the help of application builder, that is web application builder object, we can create a middleware in our ASP.NET Core project. One way to create middleware in ASP.NET Core is using this run method. This run method takes a lambda function which will be called upon receiving the request. The content inside the run method will be called only upon receiving the request. It means the content inside this run method will not be called at the application startup. It will be called only if the request will be received in this pipeline. And this lambda expression should get an argument called context, and that type of the context is HTTP context. As explained before, this HTTP context has the request, response, and all the content what will be sent from the client. Let's define what to do when we get a request inside this middleware. Let's just write a content onto the browser. Using this context, we have this response property and we have one method called write async. Let's just write this content for now. Since this is a async method, we have to await it. Let's await it. If you can see, this context has many more properties such as features, request, and many more things. For now, let's use response and write some content. Let's run this project now. Now we can see that what we have defined in Visual Studio on the browser. It is printing as hey there. Now let's put one breakpoint here and examine the flow. Let's rerun the project and we can see this HTTP context has a response property and that content will be the status code is 200 which is correct now and we are writing as hey there to the client application. This app.run is a short-circuiting middleware. That means the app.run will not continue to the next middleware. So if we duplicate this code here, let's stop the application and let's say hey there too. Well, the client application received this response. Let's check out that. Let's run the project. If we see the browser has only hey there as a response, not hey there too. Let's put one breakpoint in both the middlewares and rerun the project. Now we can see the request has hit to this middleware and now it will print hey there to the browser. Let's continue. Now we can see that the breakpoint didn't hit to this middleware because dot run is a short-circuiting middleware or a terminating middleware. It will not send the request to the next middleware in the pipeline. It's the end of the request in the pipeline. In the coming videos, we'll understand how the chaining will work exactly in the middleware and also we'll see about the custom middlewares in ASP.NET Core. Subscribe for more content like this.